Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
The provincial government is sticking to its plan to diversify the economy.
How renewables can be helpful during a downturn in the economy is a very modern or very new conversation piece.
Edmonton is the first municipal to allow a ride-share bylaw.
Support them. Everybody is misleading, and I request the media, you can play a very positive role.
An Edmonton man shares his time and knowledge with hundreds of kids.
This is fulfillment. This is the definition of fulfillment for me.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. In the midst of economic downturn, the provincial government is sticking to its plan to diversify the economy.
The government announced last week that it will provide an additional $5 million to assist small and medium-sized technology-based companies. Our Brian Lentz joins us live from our newsroom with more on that story.
The government is hoping this additional funding will help high-tech businesses develop and create new jobs, and NAIT students will be a part of that in the coming years. Adam Travado first got a degree in political science before deciding he needed to expand his knowledge on renewable energy.
I never had any of the technical knowledge that I thought was necessary in order to persuade people or even persuade myself to know that it was something that we as humans could do to get off fossil fuels and go more into the renewable energy sector.
Travado isn't alone in his interest in alternative energy. Since beginning in 2011, the Alternative Energy Technology Program at NAIT has seen the number of applicants almost triple. Program Chair Dr. Jim Sandercock says the government's increased interest in alternative energy during hard economic times is also new.
How renewables can be helpful during a downturn in the economy is a very modern or very new conversation piece.
The increasing interest in alternative energy is because renewable sources can now produce energy at close to the cost of traditional methods. With these new developments come new opportunities, as many students in the Alternative Energy program are starting up their own businesses. Some of those students had a chance to meet with the Minister of Economic Development and Trade to discuss their futures.
What they're trying to achieve and what they would need as members soon to be of the industry, what they would need from the province to be successful.
As for Adam, he plans to combine the technical skills he learned at NAIT with his political science degree in order to promote renewable energy in a policymaking or communication role.
Brian, how many students in the Alternative Energy Technology program are starting their own businesses?
So far, around 12% of students graduating from the program have gone on to create their own business, although this semester that is expected to be higher.
Brian, what will this extra $5 million do for those businesses?
So this additional funding will help those high-tech businesses access various services, which includes marketing, business planning, prototype development, and product testing.
Thanks, Brian. That's Brian Lentz reporting live from our news center tonight.
NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
Edmonton City Councillors voted for the legalization of ride-hailing companies like Uber, making it their first Canadian municipality to do so.
They work for the city. They work for corporations.
Many of the cab drivers entered the City Hall with green tape on their mouths. When one councillor member asked to postpone the decision, it was denied, and members of the public began protesting and were quickly escorted out.
Not an illegal company which doesn't have a proper insurance. Insurance Bureau told them they're challenging the rate of the city. How public can support them?
As of March 1st, drivers will be required to provide the city with proof of the proper insurance and class of driver's license. This has left a very uneasy feeling among cab drivers of the city, but they also feel that this is now a workable situation.
For transit users, it may be a good idea to stock up on tickets for next month. According to Edmonton Transit, fares are set to rise starting on February 1st. The transit fare will increase by about 7 cents. ETS Communications Advisor Jennifer Laraway says they have operations and maintenance costs that need to be assessed. Edmonton Transit has programs that will help people who are affected.
For those people who are in need of access to transit. We encourage them to also look at programs like Donate a Ride. And we'll also be hopefully introducing a low-income pass in the coming years as well.
For more information on fares, go to edmonton.ca/ETS.
For the fourth year in a row, the increase in food prices is expected to outpace inflation next year. The dropping dollar and the economy being the way it has been is expected to continue to leave shoppers with bigger grocery bills, especially when it comes to buying fresh fruits and vegetables.
It would affect what you're bringing in. You might go for the cheaper vegetables over, say, like an asparagus. Here at the school, we just try to make sure we utilize that product as thoroughly as we can.
Nearly all fruit and vegetables consumed in Canada are imported, making them more susceptible to the loonie's fluctuations. If you're a fan of carbs, you're likely to be okay price-wise.
Some local children from Edmonton Christian School decided they wanted to do their part for the refugee crisis. They wanted to raise money for as many families as they could.
Tell me your story.
And then number
300 students came together at a Northeast Edmonton school and raised over $10,000 for Syrian refugees. Students and staff band together, bringing in their own loose change and auctioning of baked goods, and even going door to door in their own communities.
But you know, we do always challenge our students to respond in some way. That we learned with our head and our hearts are moved, and we got to put our hands in action. And so, yeah, certainly we'll continue to do things like this.
It takes only $65 to feed a family for a month, and these kids have definitely made a difference. They reached out to their community, and their community responded. This is something that the students at Edmonton Christian School can be proud of.
The city has arranged a climate change talk at the Art Gallery of Alberta. An environmental and human rights activist shares her expertise living in the Arctic. The unseasonal temperatures is being felt around the globe. According to an environmental advocate, the Arctic is warmer than it's supposed to be. The changes in the Arctic affect the whole world, especially young adults, because it's their generation's future.
Learn more about what you can do in terms of letting your voices be heard even louder with policymakers and with industry. And that's my message to the youth. And then the global market.
According to Wat Cloutier, the Arctic ice serves as the cooling system of the planet, which affects not just the wildlife in the Arctic, but also everyone else.
Canada is qualified in the World Cup of Baking competition in Paris. The team is full of NAIT pride. A NAIT instructor and a NAIT alumni are representing Canada in the event. Elian the Herd has been practicing every day. The Herd says she's a little bit pressured, but she's more focused on making sure she has a good end product and the product tastes perfect. One of her colleagues thinks this is a great opportunity for young adults and students like Elian.
A great chance to meet new people in the industry and see current trends and really push themselves to grow.
The World Cup of Baking event will happen on February 5th until the 9th.
Kids in Edmonton are given a chance to attend a one-day science camp. Almost 100 kids were lucky to be able to participate in this event for free. The camp is called Brainchild. It is a free one-day science camp for disempowered kids in Edmonton. It is founded by Chad Mielke, an engineer and company owner who wants to help and give back to the community.
This is fulfillment. This is the definition of fulfillment for me. I mean, there's no better feeling in the world than to give back and see a smile on a kid's face. So this is just one way I can make the world a better place, I guess.
We love Brainchild!
This is the first year of Brainchild, and Chad is hopeful that it will grow each year. After the break, an Edmonton news anchor is nominated for a Canadian Screen Award.
CTV Edmonton Daryl McIntyre is one of the first nominees from Western Canada.
Hey, I'm Kevin Bain, and coming up after the break, we've got some Ooks highlights, we got some pink jerseys for the Oil Kings, and I get taught how to do a proper right jab by a professional boxer. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Jensen, and this past week we were spoiled with the warm weather. So if you thought that spring had sprung, you'll be disappointed to know that you'll have to put your sandals and shorts back into the closet and pull out your toque and mitts. All the details coming right up after the break.
Randy, it has been pretty nice out today, right? It has been a very gorgeous week, and here is Chelsea Jensen with the weather.
Hey ladies, so yes, the rumors are true. It is supposed to be cooling down over the weekend, but it was pretty dang nice this past week. It made waiting for the bus not as bad as usual. So Calgary is sitting at a high of +3 and a low of -4, not too bad. There is going to be a warm cloud coming over from the Jasper Mountains that's going to make it look pretty nice. Jasper is sitting at a high of +3 and a low of -10. So if you're going to be doing some boarding this week, you won't be getting that tan line that you normally get around your eyes, so don't even worry. And for McMurray, if you're going to be working outside this week, -2 is your high and -9 is your low, so pretty good. Edmonton is sitting at a high of +2 and a low of -9. So again, if you're going to be waiting for that bus just like me, don't even worry. The averages for this time of year are -5 for your high and -13 for your low, so we're pretty much sitting right in the averages. The records for this time of year, 1931, it was a high of +12, not too bad. -43 for 1893 though, oh, whoa no, you can count me out. I'll be inside watching the longest ride if you need me. So that's been your look at weather. I'm Chelsea Jensen, thank you for watching.
NAIT NewsWatch Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
Now, jumping into sports with our anchor, Kevin Bain.
Kevin, and the Oil Kings have new jerseys?
They do, but before I get into that, I'll start you off with some Ooks. The Ooks men's hockey team is having trades night tomorrow as they take on the Grant MacEwan Griffins. Anyone who RSVP'd gets some free pizza before the game and a complimentary beer at the game. But first, let's see if the Ooks could remain undefeated last weekend as they hosted the St. Trojans. Coming into this one, the Ooks are 21-0. They came out flying as forward Clark Wilson runs over a Trojan D-man, but goaltender Austin Smith is there to bail him out. Later in the first, the rough stuff continues as John Dunbar is stopped in close and a scuffle ensues. Both teams come out unscathed. Into the second period now, Sate on the power play, Michael Poudafant takes a clapper. He's stopped, but Brendan Forbes is there to clean up the rebound, knotting the game at 2 apiece. Sate keeps the pressure on as Riley Patterson drives the net hard, actually knocking goaltender Kenny Cameron's mask right off. Jump into the third, Trojans defenseman Austin Dick makes a slick move around Corey Cherneyko before he snipes the go-ahead goal. The physicality continues as Ty Bilk flattens Jordan Wood, and then Dallin Hall responds with a big hit himself. That seemed to swing the momentum as the Ooks took over. Leidsman buries the feed from Wilson, and the game is tied. The very next shift, after a battle in the corner, Tyler French puts a weak one past the Trojans' netminder. That one would prove to be your game winner as the Ooks take this one 4-3 in a hard-fought match. Tyler French talks about the battle.
Close game like that though, they're a tough team to play. They're out there, they're big, they're hitting us a lot, and in the end, we got the win, and that's all that matters.
The Oil Kings are teamed up with the Sorrentinos Compassion House with the goal to help women affected by cancer. The Sorrentinos Compassion House was built to lend a helping hand to women dealing with cancer by offering them a place to stay, relax, and escape. It's a large, finely furnished home designed for comfort during cancer treatments. Breast cancer is still the leading cancer in women, so the Oil Kings are partnered up with the Compassion House in order to show their support in style.
We generate money for cancer and cancer patients, and I think this year we did something really special where usually you just donate to foundations and stuff, and this year we focused locally and we gave it to the Compassion House, and all our funds are going to be going towards the Compassion House.
If you want to see the Oil Kings in pink, the game is on Sunday, January 31st versus the Kootenay Ice. Puck drops at 4. As I'm sure everyone is aware, Super Bowl 50 is just a week away, and the Denver Broncos are gearing up to face the regular season top dogs, Carolina Panthers. But what you may not know is that the Denver Broncos have deep ties with us here in Edmonton. Longtime Broncos owner Pat Bolin actually started out here in Edmonton as his family owns Precision Drilling. He's owned the team for 30 years, and Pat isn't the only one from Edmonton. Director of Special Services Fred Fleming is also from our hometown, and I got the chance to talk with him about the connection as he showed me around the facility.
The Bolin family are very well respected, not only in Edmonton for past years in the oil business, but now in Denver for the fact that they own the Denver Bronco Football Club.
For this week's End Zone Challenge, I got a few tips about the boxing ring from a professional boxer.
Speed, no power. 20 seconds, left, right.
So today I'm here with professional boxer Eric Taylor. Eric, what are you going to show me today?
Kev, I'm going to show you a good old jab right hand.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to get you started off in more of a standard stance. Like usually I would get you stanced off like this, sideways, because that's how a real boxer fights. But when you start off, you just start with your body facing the bag. That's all good. You're just getting started on just learning the fundamentals of a jab right hand. So basically you're going to have the bag at the end of your punch is what you want.
Okay.
So you get full maximum reach on your punches.
Yeah.
And you're going to step into the punch. And what you're going to do is just basically just try to snap it. Snap it, just a really good snapping motion. And then once you catch him with the jab, you snap his head back. What comes next? Right hand, boom. Jab, right hand.
Before I started, Eric took me to warm up a bit, and then it was time for action.
Maximum reach for that punch.
Okay, so then I'm going...
You don't want it even longer a little bit.
Okay, so like there, I'm just going bang, bang.
Snap the jab over there, yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
so it's like...
Now push your body a little bit when you're throwing the jab, but push it forward a tiny bit.
Okay.
There you go. Exactly.
All right.
We like to see Kevin.
All right. Even though I did all right, I won't be hitting like Eric, or anyone he trains with, for quite a while. Hey, I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? Thanks for watching.
Ooh, I like those pink jerseys.
Kevin, when are you going to be stepping in the ring like Rocky Balboa?
That's for me to know and you guys to find out. Back to you, ladies.
Coming up after the break, NAIT has a table set up where they are collecting items for refugees.
And Jane and I spent an afternoon helping collect items.
Believe me, those families are going to cherish just that little thing so much. It's a really good deed for you to do.
Hi, my name is Ben Blanchette, and coming up in entertainment, we take a look at a famous play coming to Edmonton, and I give you some tips on what to do this weekend. All that coming up.
Clothing sponsored by Elite Sportswear, bringing you 60 years of dedication. Hair sponsored by Rock Salon and Spa.
Syrian refugees begin their new lives in Canada. Adapting can be difficult, but people are helping in any way they can.
Jane and I stopped by NAIT's Common Market to help out and donate as well.
We brought clothes and encouraged people to give support for the KVA Club Syrian Refugee Fundraiser. Lenora Kryziu is a NAIT student and the founder of the campaign. Being a refugee herself, she knows firsthand with what kind of people help is needed.
If you have anything like a spare pillow, a spare blanket, that will help so much. And believe me, those families are going to cherish just that little thing so much. It's a really good deed for you to do.
The KVA Club Syrian Refugee Fundraiser is still accepting donations at Common Market during weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. A famous play is coming back to Edmonton to help celebrate the Citadel's 50th birthday.
And if you're not sure what to do this weekend, our friend Ben Blanchette will help you out. Here's Ben with entertainment.
The site for many famous plays in Edmonton is coming up to its 50th anniversary. The Citadel Theatre first opened its doors in 1965 when Joseph H. Schachter founded it. The first opening night at the Citadel was the famous Broadway play Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which makes it only fitting it is making a return to help the Citadel celebrate 50 amazing years.
Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is a play from 1962 following the breakdown of a couple whose marriage is in distress as they draw in a younger, innocent couple into their bitter and frustrated relationship.
Anyway, furniture floor doesn't make any difference around this place. I told you we shouldn't have come.
I said, come on in now, come on.
The actors in this play are very talented with the limited number of people, but they say they love the challenge.
And this is a big play, you know, there's just 4 of us, and it's a 3-hour show, and it's incredibly smart as well, which is a great workout for the mind.
The play actually has a lot of comedy in it, which is what most people don't know. There's a lot going on that makes this play as amazing as it is.
When it arrived in 1962 in New York, it was completely revolutionary. They'd never seen anything like it. And so it had it scandalized people, but it also really entertained people.
Some exciting news for Edmontonians, as one of our very own local anchors was nominated for an award. CTV news anchor Daryl McIntyre was nominated by the Canadian Screen Awards for Best Local News Anchor. This is the 4th year of the Canadian Screen Awards, and Daryl McIntyre is the first anchor to be nominated outside of Ontario and Manitoba. McIntyre is also the only nominee from CTV. The humble Daryl McIntyre is always very proud of himself, but isn't taking all the credit for his nomination.
It's hard to describe. It's very satisfying. And it's satisfying not just on a personal level, it's satisfying for what we do here. Local television and the group that we have assembled doing our broadcast every day. This isn't done by oneself, right? The award is for Best Local Anchor. I think it's a team game, and it's definitely a team nomination.
Daryl McIntyre is a former NAIT graduate and is having a very successful career after being with CTV for 30 years. In 2012, Daryl was also recognized by NAIT as one of the top 50 graduates of the past 50 years. Although the weather has been extremely warm for this time of year, there is still opportunity to get out and feel like you're in a winter wonderland.
We're having a lot of fun.
The Ice on White Festival had their ice carving competition with Fisher's Fortune taking first place, the team from Latvia with the White Wagtail getting second, and Watch Out coming in third. There's tons of activities for everyone, so come out and enjoy the weather. And after you're done there, check out the Ice Castle at Horlack Park. It is incredible what they do there and absolutely amazing to see. They are always building onto it and adding, so if you've already gone, you may want to go see again and see what they've done. The Ice on White Festival goes on for the rest of the weekend until 10 every night, and the Ice Castle goes on until it melts away.
I like to have fun.
In this week's viral video, we take a look at a video that has been making its way onto everyone's phones and computer screens. And to be honest, I can't explain why. Just take a look for yourself.
I like to have fun. I like to sing, dance, pretend, and kazoo. Just kazoo it.
Okay, I guess it is pretty funny. And there are a lot of people who agree with me. This video has 1.2 million views on YouTube. There's such a busy weekend coming up, so if you have no plans and enjoy some classic rock, think about checking out Black Sabbath's final show in Edmonton on Saturday. On the same day, if electronic music is more your scene, Afrojack will be hitting up the World Water Park at West Edmonton Mall as Soundwave returns. Tickets for both these shows are still available but limited, so get yours now. If those aren't really for you, think about going to the Pet Expo at the Edmonton Expo Center this weekend and treat your pet to something nice. You can skip the line by buying your tickets in advance online. Well, that's it for entertainment this week. Back to you guys.
Well, I think I'm gonna have fun and kazoo this weekend.
All right.
With some classic rock or Afrojack, hey? Well,
yeah, I've never been to Soundwave. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, that's our show for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us for our first News Watch of 2016. We'll see you again next Saturday at 6.
Have a good evening, guys.